that the daughter of my sister, when she was 4 years old, she come to the hive with me, and she was looking in the hive and say, "Oh, uncle, I don't see the queen." And I say, "You don't see the queen?" "No, there's no bees with a crown on their head." So we say, "Oh, it's very interesting." So we gonna name us king, and in our logo, the bee's gonna have a crown on his head.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All Beer Inside. I'm your not so humble host, Carp, and today we are in Kingsey Falls, Quebec, and joining me is René from Miellerie King. Thank you very much for hosting us today. You just came off a very busy day, so I thank you taking time out of your schedule to, instead of just going home and relaxing, speaking with us about the Meadery and Distillery.
It's a real pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. You brought a lot of products out here. I'm only going to try a select few since I enjoy responsibly and I have to drive, and you don't drink and drive. And you were talking about a pre-show. You have a session mead for me to try.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. If you want to begin with that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's our little session mead, only 4.5% of alcohol.
Perfect.
Yeah, there we go. So
awesome.
we take our mead and we infuse some leaf of raspberry in it. So you have the mead. We use our autumnal flower honey in it.
Wow.
And after the fermentation, we infuse some of the raspberry leaf in that.
The nose is beautiful.
I think 4.5%. Yeah. Not too strong.
Yeah.
It's very light. It's not too sweet too. It's less than 10 grams per liter of sugar.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
That's good for those who are looking for the lower calorie beverages too. So awesome. As we do on the show, toast. Oh, that's nice.
Thank you very much.
That's light, delightful. I could see myself just sitting on a terrace or on a beach and having a few of these.
Yeah, because sometimes when we think about mead, we usually think about something very sweet, but this one is very, very light, almost crunchy.
Yeah, super, as I like to say, crushable. Like you could drink a bunch of these, no problem.
Yeah.
And it's nice low sugar content for those who are looking out for the lower calorie alcohol drinks now. This is definitely something for checking out. So
thank you very much.
That's delicious. So what's the story of King?
Yeah, the story of Miellerie King. We begin with some hive. Like I had to begin like 2 or 4 hive, and it was just for fun. I was a gentleman farmer at the beginning, so but I made a lot of honey, and after some time I asked myself what I gonna do with all this honey. So I talk about that with my mother, with my brother, and we begin to transform this honey. At the beginning we only made like sauce and caramel and things like that, but we like alcohol, so we with all this honey we begin to make some mead. Our first tests were not very good, but we made a lot of reading and a lot of tests, and we finally we get some good tricks, and we realized that we were able to make very good mead. And yes, it's like that we begin our business, and we decide to launch our business full time.
Yeah. Well, I only quickly went over the website, but it looks like it is very family focused business, family owned business, and there's clearly the photo over there.
Yes.
Just you're sitting on the beehives. Thankfully, no bees chasing you away at the time, so you got to take that family photo.
Our children are used with the bees. So.
Meads are pretty rare in Quebec. I'm surprised. What made you decide to go meadery and not like honey distillery or maybe just honey beers?
Yeah, but at the beginning I really like mead, so we decided to make product that I like and that my family like. But actually, we are more and more making mead in Quebec. Actually, we are more than 26 meadery in Quebec. So yeah, because I'm the new president of the Association of the Mead Maker.
Cool.
And we created this association 2 years ago, and now we represent the people who are making mead in Quebec, but the people that are making spirit from honey too.
Yeah, it's good, and it's all about, this show is all about supporting local business, and when you're talking, you started as just a honey maker to, hey, let's make some meads, and, people are enjoying alcohol, and alcohol was pandemic proof when you think about it. Now, some people, it's like, well, this sucks, I'm stuck at home, I'm going to have a few
I got to drink,
I can't drive because I'm not supposed to go anywhere, so I'm just going to stay at home and have a few drinks when I normally wouldn't, and that's what we're about, is like, yeah, okay, you could go to the SAQ, you could go to whatever, but buy your province or Canada first, you know, buy Quebec first, but if Quebec's not available, then go to buy in Ontario, or if you're in America, buy the local guys in those states and provinces, and that's been a big thing. And clearly you've stuck around the entire pandemic, which is great. How long has King been around?
We begin to have some hive in 2012, but we started the business in 2016.
Okay.
So but at the beginning we didn't make alcohol. It was just honey and sauce and things like that. We began to make mead 5 years ago approximately, and 2 years ago we began to make spirit because we didn't have a lot of money. So with the profit that we were making with our sauce, we buy the equipment to make the mead, and we did the same for the spirit. So with the money that we made with mead, we were available to buy a bigger machine or still and things like that.
Yeah, beautiful still. From what I can tell, fairly newer canning machine too. So obviously with stuff being closed during the pandemic and you can't do your tours, you're just trying to get your products into people's homes. Yeah. So now, were people able to order for delivery or order for pickup?
Actually, with regulation in Quebec, it's very hard because we are not able to ship our King. People can make reservation, but it's hard to really get to the people with our product, and to go, for example, all our spirits are not in the SAQ because it costs us too much money, because when we are making alcohol from honey, it's not the same price than taking grain alcohol made in big quantity by an outsider. We do everything from scratch. Like I like to say, we are making our product B2 bottle. So it's
I love that. That's great. Awesome. Being the head of the Mead kind of Association of Quebec, does that come with a lot of extra work?
Some extra work.
How do you find the mead scene? You said there's 26 meaderies now in Quebec. Does it look like there's many more to come?
Actually, there's a lot of people who are asking for a license, and more meadery that are looking to make a spirit from honey too. So it's very interesting. When we look at in the state what's happening in the mead industry, we saw all this all the industry that grew, and I think that it's gonna come in Quebec. Maybe I talk for myself, but I'm sure that mead gonna be and spirit made from honey gonna be the next kind of alcohol that people will discover and enjoy.
I mean, there's so much and everybody has a different palate, and I personally just love trying local products. I don't care what it is. I just want to try a local product. I don't want to be drinking, Absolute in my drink unless that's the cheapest thing I can get at the bar at the time. But when I'm at home, no, I'm enjoying good local. I think Norrois, they're making a vodka. I know they're making gin. But so they're like, there's Quebec companies, there's Ontario companies, there's the state of Vermont, because the state of Vermont's about 2 hours south from here. So just support local businesses, and that's pretty much what you have to do. So
and it's even more interesting when people who are making alcohol made it from scratch. Like for example, they make it from grain, or us by with our honey, other from apple. It's very interesting seeing what we start with and how it's finished.
The name King, Miellerie King, why that, and why not just the full name or the family name?
We decided to name it by this name because the city is Kingsey. It begins with King, but it's because we think that it was interesting that in our hive there's only queen, there's no king in hive. So we say, okay, we have queen in our hive, so we're gonna be the king of our colony. So it's in this. We saw that it was very interesting, and even more it's because one of the how to say that, the daughter of my sister, when she was 4 years old, she come to the hive with me, and she was looking in the hive and say, "Oh, uncle, I don't see the queen." I say, "You don't see the queen?" "No, there's no bees with a crown on their head." So we say, "Oh, it's very interesting." So we gonna name us King, and in our logo, the bee's gonna have a crown on his head.
Ironically enough, too, like England, the Queen just passed away. So now there's a king there.
Exactly.
So you mentioned you have a few award-winning alcohols. You're actually going to have me try one of your award-winning beverages here.
Exactly. I will show you. We name it our Beat Tradition.
Okay.
So it's a dry mead.
Okay.
There is no fruit in that, so it tastes a little bit like a Sauvignon.
Okay.
So, but it's a mead. You will see it's less than 10 grams of sugar per liter in it, and you will smell the goldenrod and clover honey in it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I'm getting the clover.
Yeah.
Ah, beautiful. What's the alcohol on this? You said 11?
11.
Okay.
Yeah, 11.
Awesome. Toast.
Toast.
See, that doesn't taste like an 11% alcohol.
Yeah.
At all. That's
It's very
super
smooth,
light, very smooth. I can picture maybe put like a highball glass of ice with this, not crush like a can that I would of the session mead. But yeah, this is very delightful. It's
I really enjoy drinking it when I eat some local cheese, for example. It's very good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or with some meat too. I have a friend who make charcuterie that are very interesting. He make kind of Spanish ham that are very good and things like that. It's
That's
very
awesome.
very nice with that.
Do you actually, when people are touring here, do you actually kind of make a food and mead or alcohol suggestions?
Yeah, and we create a tour with our friend. It's named Circuit Gourmand.
Okay.
So .com, and you go on our website, and we are 40 producer around here. It's like at the 20 minutes around our place that offer like a tasting or that our producer or presenting their product. And in this website, we get together to show what we are making good in our region.
That's cool. Yeah. So like that, where it comes back to supporting local businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. When you first wanted to create the Miellerie King, what kind of roadblocks and difficulties did you run into, from either finding a location to getting enough honey produced out of the bees? Like what were kind of some of those roadblocks that you guys ran into as a team?
First of all, it was being able to have good product, because before renting a place and deciding quitting our good job, we had to have something very good, and it was very the main thing that we have in head when we decide to go in business. So we developed a lot of recipe, we made a lot of tests, and when we were ready, it was okay, and we were able to launch our business. But each year because we work with bees, there is always the problem of the bees that go, the colony that go down, because like there is a climate change, there is a lot of use of pesticide and things like that impact a lot our production. So it's always a challenge, because we have to find solution, and each year we need to have enough honey to be able to transform all our products. So yes, it's not always easy, but we find it very interesting, because when we use honey in our product, we really wanted to have a product that is that we can find only in our terroir. So we wanted to, because bees go only like 3 to 5 kilometers around the hive. So you cannot have a product that is more have more identity to his place, because it's gonna taste the flower of this year. So and when we transform it in mead or in spirit, you're gonna find this taste in our product. So I think it's pretty interesting.
I thought I was saying where there's like a 60% bee loss from last winter to this summer.
We were lucky. I only lost like 30% this year, but some of my friends lost 60, 70%, and it's very hard, because when you have to restart at spring, you have to buy other queen and build again your hive. So it's a lot of work, a lot of money. So it's not always easy.
Like, we need the bees.
Exactly.
They've already said, like, when the bees are gone, we're next, pretty much. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's very important for the pollination. It's important for all the food that we are eating. So
Staying with the local product, like, it's one big ecological system. I know with the breweries, they give their spent grain to farms, and then the animals eat that, and then those come back, and like, I fed it to pigs, slaughtered the pigs, and now I have that bacon, which was made with my beer, when you think about it. So it's the same thing with the honey. Is we need local honey producers to keep going and going and going. I know Quebec in Mirabel, there's Bière Foliacée. They just used 100% local raspberries for their raspberry beer, and that's what we're trying to do. Is we need all this stuff to keep going. So
yeah, exactly.
That's so important.
For us, it was very important to be able to protect the bees, but to give a great value to the honey, because there's a lot of beekeeper that are only selling honey and things like that. But it's okay. But for us, it was important to give another dimension of honey and say it's a noble sugar, and we are able to give another dimension of our alcohol. Yeah.
I do see you can make barbecue sauces and candles, I think, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
At least you do make a lot of products here.
Yeah,
with your honey, so that's amazing.
Yeah, we want to valorize all the products that are in our hive. Like we are using the wax, we are using the honey, the pollen, the propolis. So we want to recuperate everything that is in our hive. For example, like you see on our bottle, we cap all our bottle with wax. So we didn't want to use plastic. So we say, okay, we have wax, we will do candle, but we are able to cap our bottle too with that. So yeah.
Yeah, the synthetic wax is something very difficult. I know there's some breweries that make 1 year editions and they use that synthetic wax, and it's just a pain in the butt to take off.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I want to enjoy your beer, I don't want to work for it. So it's the same thing. What's the first ever product that came out of Miellerie King?
The first product was honey, but the first alcohol product was our bee tradition.
Okay.
It was the first version of alcohol that we were making, but the first spirit that we made was our cream.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of distillery were making gin and things like that, and we wanted to have a different kind of product, and there was not this kind of product on the market in Quebec, because all the cream that exists in Quebec, they were all using a kind of premix of alcohol and cream, and they add their flavor in it.
Okay.
But here we wanted to, because we are the biggest region with dairy farm, so we wanted to valorize the dairy of our place. So we success to use our cream. We mix it with our alcohol made from honey and with the honey caramel of my mother. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Do you want to try it?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's this one?
This one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Coffee infused, interesting.
Yeah. This one is very interesting too. We made it with one of our friends that roast coffee.
Ooh. That's quite the nose.
Yeah, this one you really have the real smell of cream with the honey caramel.
Yeah, I've noticed all your bottles. You put the lot and the lot number and the bottle number. What made you decide to do that, to kind of make each bottle unique for a person
because
buying it?
we only make very small batch, so we wanted to show that it was very important that all bottles were unique. So,
okay, toast.
Toast.
That's almost like a caramel I'm getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
It's like almost a butter caramel with the flavor of honey at the end.
Yeah. Oh, that's super tasty.
Excellent.
That would be great in a mixed drink. It's like kind of a sit by the campfire, or not campfire, but
or
like
only in coffee. It's pretty good too. And
so,
if you want, we can try the coffee one.
Sure.
So the coffee one, it's there we go.
Just a little.
There we go.
Okay.
So the coffee one, we cold brew some coffee and alcohol, and after we had our autumnal flower honey in it.
Wow.
So, but you will see it's very like two espresso in the glass.
Yeah, I can smell it too. It's that's the smell of coffee.
It smells almost like a chocolate, like the red fruit of coffee.
What are the alcohols on these?
This one is 26% of alcohol. This one is 16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is mix these two and make yourself a real Quebecois Irish coffee.
Yeah, exactly. But to be able to make a good product, we mix it with ice, and we had it in that.
Yeah, I can see that, like an ice macchiato type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's quite interesting. Yeah. When it comes to naming and the labeling of your bottles, who came up with all that stuff?
all the name we chose it in family. So we wanted to have name that refer to the bees world. So we have some that are named with the function of bees, like Butineuse is the bees that go to the flower. We have ouvrière is more like the bees inside the hive that work to have our product. After we have colony, our alternative rum. It's more like the colony that is the hive. After we have Ruchette. Ruchette, it's a small hive in French where we grow the queen in that. So and opercule, it's the wax that cover the honeycomb. So it's all related to the bees world. Yeah,
very cool. You have some pretty unique art. I saw like there's the honeycomb almost art there, but the bee out front made of sports.
Yeah.
Like, what made you decide as a team to have that? Because it really kind of, like, that pops. When you're driving down, I'm like, whoa, like, look at that big giant bee. And then we got closer and like, oh, it's golf clubs and tennis rackets. Like, so that's super cool.
We wanted to valorize the work of local artists. There is a local artist in Saint Félix de Kingsey that made this kind of sculpture. And in Kingsey we have Cascade. It's a big business that do recuperation and things like that. So we wanted to have this kind of vibe, like the ecological way of doing things, the production of bees and the local artists. So we decided to ask to have a sculpture made with the thing that were lost and they were garbage before. So they build us this very interesting bees with all this item.
Because when I researched the town online, it's like the major employer is Cascade. It's like, and then driving up, we saw like 8 buildings. I'm like, yep, it's very much Cascade.
Yeah, there are more people that work here than live here.
But speaking of the people who lived here when the pandemic first started happening, were people really stepping up and coming in? And because I don't know if you're allowed to keep your kind of tap room open just for kind of purchasing, but did the locals really step up and start buying more than they usually would?
Yeah. The local buyer were more and more present, and but to help us, we made a lot of activity. Like at the beginning, we made a market by car, so people can stay in their car, and we were okay. We will give you the thing and thing like that. So we invent way to deliver our product and to do our promotion respecting all the regulation, but we have to think a lot about that to find a way to do our promotion.
No, it does seem a lot of places adapted to survive as best they could. I know when it comes to the beer industry in Quebec, more breweries have opened during the pandemic that have closed.
Yeah.
Because you're already, and I'm assuming if you weren't already open, but you were planning the meadery and distillery, you have to open it. You're already all this money inside. It has to be open. So.
Exactly. For example, for us at the beginning, we only had the mead side of our business, but when the pandemic started, we didn't have start the distillery, but we say okay. Now it's the time to start our project, so we have time. We have to do this promotion. A lot of persons will search for this kind of product if we want people to come visit us. For me, the hype is not there for the moment, but for distillery, the hype is there. So it's for that we decided to say, okay, we have this project in 2 years, but it's now the time to do that. So awesome. it was a big risk because like we saw a lot of person closing their place and being careful about their saving. But we say, okay, no, we're gonna take our saving and place it in the distillery, but finally it was a good move to do.
I mean, we just came in here before your closing and you were very busy already, so I'm assuming just a full day of tours, and from what I saw it's about like $15 to a couple of degustations, a tour, and you get a novelty glass, which is really cool. Like, it's very rare that when you do a tour you get a glass that comes with it. So.
Because we wanted people to have a little souvenir after their tour, and we ask ourselves what do we like when we are making tour? We like to have this kind of souvenir, to have this kind of experience. So we make this kind of big package deal.
And speaking of that, I mean, I'm guessing, very sure the women that you were talking to before that finished, we were also speaking English. I'm guessing they're probably from Montreal or like the US or something. So how has it been that now that the tours and all that stuff is reopening, how much tourism are you getting in here?
Yeah, more and more at the beginning, because we are still in Kingsey, so it's near everything, but in the middle of nowhere for some people.
Yeah.
But more and more with all the producer that we have around here, we are more and more known, and I think it's going to be very the people discover us more and more. It's for that because we are ourselves, but there is a cheese maker, there are people who are making charcuterie and things like that. So it's very interesting to see that in our region there are more offer than, for example, in Île d'Orléans, because everybody go at Île d'Orléans to try a lot of their product and things like that. But when we look on a map, there are more producers around us than this place. So we just have to show to the people that we have a very interesting offer. And I'm sure that it's gonna grow a lot in the next year.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I mean, even just coming up, you mentioned it. You know, the blue signs on the highway. It's like, oh, distillery here. Oh, fromagerie this. Oh, verger this. And so it's like, oh, I could go drink a beer, get a gin, and eat some cheese.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's the best life you can ever expect.
Yeah, it's not that hard. And you know, I mean, Quebec and Ontario, they're both huge provinces, and there's so much to discover in every province. I've never been, at least as an adult, I've never been past Quebec City, and I know there's a lot past Quebec City. And even if I don't go towards Quebec City and I want to still experience Canada, I just go to the Maritimes, and there's a lot to try there. I can't even imagine the amount of meaderies coming off the ocean, what there must be. So it's a lot to look forward to. And kind of speaking of that, I'd like to ask, when you actually have free time, now clearly you're very busy, so when you have free time, let's say you have 2 weeks off and you could take a vacation focused on going to meaderies and distilleries, where would that be? And it doesn't have to be in North America, it could be anywhere in the world. Where would that vacation be?
I like to go in East Europe.
Okay.
There is a lot of people that are making meadow vodka, thing like that. They work with since a century with honey. They transform it in a lot of alcohol, and I'd like to see how they are making that and transforming that. And I think it's very interesting, and for sure I'd like to discover other distilleries that are making product from honey. For example, I try some product that came from BC that worked with honey, other from state that I saw. I think there's a lot of discover and to compare what they are making, how can we improve our product, how our product are maybe better in some point. I'd like just to try some, and
I mean, just the water basis alone, you know, Quebec's water is a lot different than BC's water, so it's like, okay, well, why does our water present this and your water present that? And
exactly. It's changed totally, because with honey, it's even more important because you have to add a lot of water in your product to be able to ferment your honey. So the water is one of the more important components of mead.
So I'd like to ask this now. You know, you're a local meadery and distillery, but you have somebody comes in who's like, oh no, I only drink the big stuff. What is that? What is the alcohol you give them to get them on the path to buying your products? I
think like our more accessible product is our cream, because it showed that you can use honey in a very interesting way. And the other product that we offer, it's our gin, like, because a lot of people are like gin, but our gin is very, very different. It's we name it, it's more like a new Western gin. We are not in the London dry gin. It's more like the aromatic of our gin that are important, and the base of our alcohol, it's honey, so you taste honey in it. And if you want, I can give you a little sample.
That'll be my last one since I have to drive.
Excellent. But maybe if you want, I will give you a little sip of this one, but you have to try our brandy too.
Okay. So I mean, after the interview, we'll stick around and do some other stuff for a little bit. But
excellent. There we go.
Awesome.
This is the gin one, and do we? I will go search some of our tonic with that. Perfect.
So just try it like this, and then add the tonic. Okay. Awesome. All right. Toast. See, that's what I like about local products, is I don't get the burn from the big stuff. And that's what I always really enjoy local products, because it's very rare that you get that throat burn of everything.
There you go, just a little sip. You will see with the tonic, the taste of honey will explode.
I can even smell it already.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot more honey.
Yeah, and there's
wow.
we didn't add honey. It's only the fermentation of honey, the aftertaste that stay in our product.
I've discovered that through a whiskey tasting at a friend's bachelor party. Was the guy hosting? He's like, just add a little bit of water and it'll present new flavors. And I'm like, whoa! Like it's crazy how how little I knew about alcohol when it comes to like, oh yeah, because I went from just drinking, you know, Bud, Most, and Coors or whatever, playing sports to, hey, what's this New England IPA thing? Oh my God, beers can be juicy. Hey, what's a sour? That can't be good. And oh my God, sours are delicious. I'm used to like the bad ethanol burn of, let's say, London Dry Gin or whatever, and then I try your gin and I'm just like, oh my God, I could just drink it like that, no problem.
So very nice.
it's that's what I love about drinking a local made product is you guys can't mess around. One bad word, you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
And just, you can taste the passion in it. And that's the most important part to me.
It's for that when, for example, when we do distillation for us, it's very important to only keep the earth of our product.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to save money and put a lot of tail in our product.
Yeah.
We really want to save only the good stuff.
Yeah. So you gave me the 1642 tonic water.
Yep.
What are some other companies, do you collab with them at all, or do you just kind of buy their product?
Actually, we talk with them, but we don't have a specific collaboration, but we really like their product with ours.
Do you know anybody that, so who have you done collabs with, whether it be, because you have the barbecue sauces, so did you work with a local like charcuterie or a smoke shop or
actually,
a food place?
For some of our sauce, we have some collaboration with the microbrewery, for example, with Hermite.
Yeah.
So we take their stout. So we take their stout to mix with our sauce. But all our sauce, we made it from scratch. So we made our own mustard, our own ketchup. So there is no white sugar or white vinegar in that, and the only sugar that we wanted is honey in that. So it's very, very interesting and very different.
Very cool.
Yeah, and it was the first product that we developed with my mother. So yeah.
Awesome.
And we have other collaboration too. Actually, we do I don't know how to say that in English, saucisson.
A sausage.
Yes, a kind of
like a dry sausage.
A dry sausage that we make with our gin with some of our friends. Actually, we make chocolate too with some of our friends.
So chocolatier.
Yeah, and this one, this alcohol, we made it with one of our friends who made coffee, who roast coffee.
Yeah. Torrefacteur. That's it.
Exactly.
I always butcher that word for some reason.
And actually, we are looking to develop some cheese with some of our flavor.
Wow.
So yes, we really like to do collaboration because we always in our business we always think that it's important to do collaboration to make our place very nice to visit.
Yes.
So yes, I think it's very interesting.
Yeah. Very cool. And you had like the outdoor terrace patio type thing.
Yep.
It wasn't open today, but we came much later on. How busy is that keeping you guys as well?
Yeah, more and more. At the beginning, it was very, very small and things like that. But actually, there are a lot of people that come now to take a little cocktail to try, because we do collaboration there too. Because we offer like cheese from our friend, dry sausage too. We have we have some people who have a smokehouse that smoke peanut and things like that.
Nice.
So we offer a lot of this kind of product in our little place. But actually, we are looking to have a bigger place to us. Like we want to return to the countryside and have a big place, but we need money for that.
Well, I mean, you were very busy when we came, so I'm sure that's not going to be a problem in the future. I don't know how your winters are for this type of business, because clearly you need the honey to make the production during the winter. So and bees aren't exactly active during the winter in Quebec. So
they stay very calm during winter.
But so speaking of that, let's say I'm from Montreal. I do a tour. I come here. I do your first tour in the morning at 10. I buy a couple of bottles after doing the tour. Some other either alcohol-based or restaurants in the area that you're like, go here, go here, go here. Who would you suggest to check out in the Kingsey or kind of? This is not the Meadery, it's the
Centre du Québec.
Centre du Québec, Like who would check out? Because Quebec City is only about an hour away. Drummondville's 20-ish minutes. Like who would you suggest kind of where within like a 25-minute drive, definitely places to check out.
Yeah, first of all, in Kingsey there is a botanical garden, very nice to visit.
Okay.
It's like almost as big as the one in Montreal.
Okay.
So yeah, it's very interesting. After, for food, during the week there is a bistro here, very nice. He put local food in a very good place in his menu. After, there's a lot of cheese maker. There is a fromagerie Warwick. There is fromagerie du Presbytère also that is making very, very interesting cheese. We have some people who have how to say that, garnish olive.
Oh, okay.
There's some who are making like very good sausage, like and dry ham too.
Yeah.
We have some smokehouse, very, very interesting, like Paul des Rois, very near from here, La Jambonnière too. And for example, the Paul des Rois, he is making that with his home pig, so yeah, it's even more interesting. And we have a lot of microbrewery too. So we have Moulin 7 just in the Val des Sources.
Okay.
After, we have Hermite.
Yeah.
We have a new microbrewery. It's named Wick Station.
Okay.
Yeah. After, we have Multibrause. We have the new one Jackalope too.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. Yeah. So yes, we have a lot of microbrewery. After, we have 2 new distillery to around here. There's Bister, there's Euclid also.
Okay.
So yes, we have more and more people that are making products. Yeah.
And you know, it's very easy to okay, if you don't have the salary, because obviously you don't have the salary, you can't afford to buy a more premium product, but save a little more money. Don't buy 2 of that bottle, just buy 1 of this bottle instead.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no question about it. And you'll enjoy this more. It's not, like to me, I'm not doing this to go out and get drunk. I'm doing this to enjoy local beverages and to see what they taste like and just expand my palate on local products.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you're mentioning, a smokehouse too. It's like, oh yeah, that's it. It's a local smokehouse. Friends of the show, Kanawaki Brewing, he's renovating the kitchen, so he's having local food trucks there now instead of his kitchen. It's like, okay, so I can still support a local company.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's it. There's no question that you can always support a local company. You don't have to go to the SAQ unless you have to, but don't go to the SAQ. Just come here. Just come by here. Yeah. It's cheaper. So
if you want, I will give you a little sip of our premium product. It's our brandy. So we age it in a new, brand new oak barrel.
Okay.
So we take this one too. It's our autumnal flower honey. So you will see it's you have the woody taste, like a lot of roundness in that. So
beautiful nose.
Thank you.
Oh, toast. Yeah, again, just smooth, no problem, none of that burn I'm always worried about.
You don't feel that it's 42% alcohol.
No. No, it tastes like a 20, 25-ish.
Yeah.
This could be dangerous. It's the same thing with, so like I mentioned, Quebec City's not far away, in Emporium, the brewery. Yeah. I'm drinking their beers. I'm like, this is weird. I've had 3 beers and I'm drunk. I'm like, oh, they're all 9%.
Yeah.
So that's where you got to be careful, is like the higher alcohol percentage. Just make sure you know what you're drinking before you start drinking it, or else don't leave your couch. So, So you mentioned you want to kind of start like a campaign, like a small, almost farm type thing. But what else is next for King Miellerie? Yeah,
for us, the main project is to go to a bigger site with a site where maybe we're gonna have a little restaurant, a little bar. So to be able to do a bigger activity, to do market at our place. So it's this kind to do a like big party, to make have some music, people that come to make a big picnic and things like that. So it's what we are looking for, to have a very interesting site on the countryside. It's I think it's gonna be our biggest project in the next year. But for sure, during this time we will continue to develop other products. Like we want to develop other mead. We have this fall we're gonna have a new product. We do a collaboration with some of our friends that have how to say that courge. So with them, we take them and we put it on fire. So we take the pulp in that and we do the fermentation with our honey. So it gives us a kind of alcohol that tastes like mezcal.
Interesting.
So yes, in some month we're gonna be able to release that. So we love to make a collaboration, try other things.
Yeah.
So yes, it's the kind of product that we really like to develop.
Very cool. So since you're the president of the Meads of Quebec, could you see there being a mead festival at some point?
I think in some year it's gonna have we're gonna have a mead festival.
Yeah.
But to begin, I think we're gonna make some like more mead event. Like okay, we're gonna do a big evening and we're gonna make tasting and things like that. But I think that maybe in 5 or 10 years we're gonna have mead festival.
Yeah.
I hope so.
To me, the Mondial de la Bière is one thing, but maybe we need like Mondial d'Alcool du Québec or something.
Yeah,
like that,
exactly.
Where we have all three. We have distilled products, meaderies, even vineyards.
Because
just kind of like a grand degustation. Like I know the grand degustation doesn't really do that, but maybe that's something that they could do.
Yeah, because sometimes it's very difficult. For example, like when we go in Chambly, for example, there's a lot of place when in festival that the spirit places that have like exclusivity on alcohol, so it's more complicated to do to promotion and things like that. So yeah, to have an event when everybody can do their promotion, I think it's the more interesting thing.
Oh. I just got to win the Lotto Max and I'll start my own.
Yeah.
So. Do it somewhere centralized and just bring everybody. Get Oval in from Gaspésie. And,
exactly.
And breweries from Ile de la Madeleine, just bring them all over. So I look forward to your future here. Definitely enjoyed your meads. I'll be checking out some more. And your these two I could see making a great coffee with a very dangerous but great coffee. A coffee where it's like, okay, here's a coffee for the person drinking and here's a coffee for the person who wants to still drink alcohol, but make sure your designated driver's with you. So fantastic. Thank you very much for hosting us today. I really appreciate this. I honestly have no other questions. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yes, so if you want to come visit us, you can come in Kingsey at 15 Rue Lajeunesse. So you're very welcome to come visit us.
And your website and social media?
Yes, our social media, we are on Facebook, La Miellerie King, in Instagram, and TikTok is L'Apiculteur Gourmand. We are everywhere now.
We're still not on TikTok. I'm too old for that. So, so all that will be in the show notes. As for us, allbeerinside.com is the website. At allbeerinside on all social media. As I say at the end of all episodes, drink craft, not crap.